This is the Faders Up Podcast.
Welcome to the Faders Up Podcast. I'm Czar.
It's your boy O'Shea.
And this is a podcast about pro audio and beyond. If you have questions you want answered on the podcast, you can reach us at fadersuppodcast@yahoo.com. You can reach us on our Facebook group at Faders Up Podcast and our Instagram page, Faders Up Podcast. And all guests and hosts that appear on the show will be in the show notes. And don't forget to rate and review us on Apple Music and Spotify. All right, so this episode here, we're going to talk about Spotify, as they've had some updates to their platform. One of the biggest being one that I've complained about for the longest, and that is they finally added lossless audio. So we're going to hit on that and some other updates that they have come out with, as they claim to be. Would you just read the most popular streaming platform in the world? Or am I giving that too much?
Now, I would say the largest for sure. Most popular, I would say, because I feel like Apple Music is very niche to Apple users. Tidal is always that one where it's like probably the least popular, but for a long time had the best audio quality. And then the other ones are they're just too nuanced. It's like people don't want to keep changing apps every few months. So
I gotta say that is really something for Spotify to be that popular, being that it's its own platform where I feel it's easy to get into Apple Music if you have an iPhone. It's easy to get into YouTube Music if you have Android. Like, that's very, very easy to get into. So for, as many people as do, I mean, I don't know how many users they have, but for Spotify to be as popular as it is and not be tied directly to, any of those platforms, that does have to say a lot.
You know what? That actually might make for a good follow-up episode, because, to be honest, I'm surprised Amazon Music isn't bigger, considering how many people got Amazon Prime, and then you connect the NFL to it, and so maybe we'll do a deep dive into that and kind of give y'all our opinions and recommendations on what you should be streaming your music on.
Definitely. All right, we're going to get into our normal segment, Who's Been Pushing Faders Up, where we briefly discuss what we've been working on.
Me. Nah,
you've been pushing faders up.
That's funny. It's random. When you were asking that question, I just thought, what's the most random thing I can do right now? And that tickled me. But now, yeah, man, we're in the third quarter of the year, and so I can say the DJ Lurik. Say what?
Yeah, finishing the third quarter.
So
fourth.
So I feel
might be the start of the fourth by the time y'all hear this, but yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. This is
October
1st. But yeah, so been pushing faders up, just continuing to build the DJ Lurik brand. Let's see by the time y'all hear this, I have 2, 4. By the time you hear this, I'll probably have 6 more gigs remaining in 2025. So I'm just super, super grateful that I've been so busy as I've been with DJing this year, because before this year, it was just something I did. If it came, cool. If it didn't, or whatever. But this year I set my mind to growing it and being super intentional. And man, I like the way the end of the year is looking to close out. So that's what I've been up to. DJ Lurik, available for weddings and karaoke.
Gotcha.
So what about you, Czar? Besides traveling around the world and everything else you be doing, what do the people not know? What have you been working on?
Well, you follow my YouTube channel. I've been doing the same old with reviewing a lot of plugins. I'm doing a lot with IK Multimedia right now. I've got a new product I'm going to be reviewing soon. I don't know exactly when it's going to come out, so I'm going to go ahead and say I can't talk about it, but I'll tell y'all who I've got new stuff coming from. IK Multimedia, Waves has a new plugin coming out really soon. that is kind of updating a classic plugin in their lineup, I'll say. Heritage Audio has a really nice plugin coming out as well. Icon Multimedia right now is running a group buy promotion, which is really cool because it's for every 500 people that buy a product. So the way this works, you buy a product that's $99 or more, and you get up to 50 free products that you can choose from. And that 50 free products is coming from every 500 people that purchase a product. So I think last I checked, I think they just hit 4,000. So that means 4,000 people bought a product, and I think it's up to 10 free products now. If they get up to 15,000, then it would be 50 free products, which is pretty crazy to get that many free products for a $99 purchase. So I'm continuing to watching it because it's just kind of fun to see these numbers go up. And the video I did on it, I mentioned there's two ways that you can play this because it's going to last until the end of October, I believe. So there's two ways that you can play this. You can get in now, pay $99, get a product now, and get free products each time that $500 threshold is reached. Or you can jump in at the end, close to the end, and see where it's at, and jump in then and get, whatever they have available then. But it's going to be interesting to see if they hit this 15,000. They're already at 4,000 now with over a month to go. So I think they will hit this 15,000. So 50 free products available for a $99 purchase. And that's T-Rax, that's Sample Tank, Pianoverse, a lot of different, even the new ArcX room correction software, which I just recently did a video on that one. That's listed in there for free too. So yeah, I have a link in the description of the show notes if y'all want to look into that and check it out. But that's a really cool and interesting way to do a promotion there. How would you play that, O'Shea? Would you get in now on the front end and just get free products as it goes along to the end? Or would you kind of wait to see where it gets to and then jump in at the end and get what's available?
I mean, if I'm being honest, based on where I am right now, like in real life, not in a fictional or hypothetical, I wouldn't do it just because my primary focus hasn't been on production and engineering. So I feel like it would be a waste. Like right now, I'm paying $10.99 a month $9.99 for Fader, which, you know how DJ apps and even Logic Pro and some DAWs have stems now where you can isolate stems of a track. Well, Fader is supposed to give you the multi-tracks, where it's like, hey, I can get the kick, the snare, the hats all from a stereo file, right? But I haven't even used that. So to answer your question, simply because I'm focused on DJing, I wouldn't do it. But for kicks and giggles, if I was producing, I'd try it.
Which one? Would you buy in now or later?
No, the buying now.
Now.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, let's get into our main topic here. Let's talk about Spotify. So they finally added lossless audio.
Dang, my fault. Hold on real quick. I know y'all just got really excited, man, but I had a question. You were just talking about it, and before we moved on. So with all the reviews of products you do, and with your extensive experience as a top-notch engineer, have you ever considered or looked into the steps it would take for you to partner with one of these plugin companies, whether it's as a consultant or to create your own Czar branded plugin?
I have not. Who was it? Me and someone had joked about, it was Byron Morrow, who we had, bass player and producer who we had on one time. Me and him joked about creating a plugin. I can't remember what we said it was going to be about, but I have not.
Make it happen, bro. You sitting on free money, man. Don't leave any money on the table, because I think a lot of times we underestimate our value, It's like, bro, you're the type of person these plugin developers need to be talking to, because if they talk to you on the front end, they might not end up getting a crappy review on the back end. You know what I'm saying?
I definitely at one time had thought about doing my own hardware, but being the fact that I don't know damn near anything about I know about electronics, but I don't know about electronics as far as like gear and all that. So it would just be me having someone else build it, but me telling them, can we do this? Basically,
that's still ownership, man. Look, I mean, Dr. Dre know about sound, but I'm pretty sure he didn't know about electronics, and you know what I'm saying. But anyway, I'm planting that seed. Let that marinate, and
all right.
Who knows, man? A few episodes from now, Czar might be giving an announcement.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, let's talk here about Spotify. So they announced. So I didn't. Well, you just read their press release before we started recording. You still got that up?
Yes, sir.
So we definitely one that caught my eye is the Loseless audio, which we'll talk about that segment. Go ahead and just read off some of the other features that they've added as well, or updates that they've added to the platform.
All right. In addition to Loseless audio, some things have been in here for over a year. Some things they've updated, expanded. They have a DJ feature, an AI playlist, which is pretty dope. They have a day list, which is a playlist that actually kind of changes throughout the day. So it's kind of like, you know how you put a song, and I'm guessing, I'm not a Spotify user, but based on what I read about it, you know how you may pick an album or one playlist and put it in shuffle mode, and it'll shuffle through the songs in that one playlist or album. Daylist sounds like it shuffles through multiple playlists throughout the day based on time of day or maybe even mood. I won't say too much because I didn't read all of it, but at a brief glance, that's what it looks like it's saying.
I mean, for marketing, I like the day list name, but I just can't think of, it's Wednesday. I wouldn't want to listen to this song until Friday.
Right. With
that being said, does Bone Thugs and Harmony
this sound like it's about to be hella random, bro.
What's the song?
First of the month.
Not first of the month. Not Thuggish Ruggish Bone. For the love of money.
For the love of money.
Is that going to be in my playlist on Fridays?
It depends which Friday. Is it the 15th or the 30th? You know what I'm saying? So that's fun.
I'll give them that one.
It is so funny you mentioned that, because when I was doing financial planning, I would basically have these financial planning experiences where I would take my experience and love of music and use that almost as like an icebreaker to make people loosen up and be more comfortable talking about finances. So, and this is going to connect to the updates with Spotify. So I had to think, it's an app called Rockstar Bingo, right? And so we would play, it's basically music bingo, and we would play music bingo money edition. So I found like 75, 80 like hip hop, R&B, pop songs that talk about money in some way, shape, or form. For the Love of Money is one of the songs that's in my playlist.
Oh, right? I'm thinking of so many now. The OJ song?
Oh yeah, For the Love of Money. So you got that one.
I need Rihanna too.
Oh, B, better have my money. I had that in there. Even stuff like Wiz Khalifa, Work Hard, Play Hard. You know what I'm saying? Like just different things. And so, I would use my experience as a DJ to kind of bridge the gap, to the financial space. And so as a DJ, I'm a Tidal user. one of the main reasons, not the only reason, but one of the main reasons I switched from Spotify to Tidal is because several years ago, Spotify removed themselves from DJ apps, right? Like Serato, Virtual DJ, DJ Pro. So there was a time where you could log into your Spotify within your DJ app, and assuming you had reliable Wi-Fi, you didn't have to download 1,000,001 songs. You could bring your Spotify catalog into your DJ app. Well, for whatever reason, Spotify got rid of that, and so I switched to Tidal because that was still available. But Tidal is back. Spotify is back in the game. So I think this past week I've been hearing DJ friends talking about like how Spotify is now available in Serato and Virtual DJ, which to some people it sounds like it's new. It's not a new feature. It's just they're bringing it back. So that's another big update in the Spotify world, especially for DJs and even aspiring DJs. Like if you just playing around, you want to get started, and you don't want to start spending money downloading a bunch of songs, Spotify, just, and that's good for requests too, because at every event, at some point, somebody's going to ask you for the one song that you don't have in your list of 500,000 songs. So it's good to have Spotify there.
Gotcha. And I gotta say, shout out to Spotify because they added these new features, and to my knowledge, if I'm not mistaken, which I'm pretty sure, this is at no additional cost if you're already a premium subscriber. I know they said the lossless audio it will be it's going to start rolling out, but they didn't add these features and then increase the price. So shout out to them for that. But let's start with this lossless audio because I've never subscribed to Spotify, and the reason being is because they didn't have lossless audio. And now that they do, one, I really don't care because I'm getting my lossless audio somewhere else. But first should
you got
because you like to do analogies.
All right. So give us one that a non-engineer can understand, like just the
analogy for lossless audio.
Yeah, to explain what it is for the casual listener that really loves music, so they can know what they've been missing out on.
I was throwing the alley-oop to you because you
it's your topic. Don't just throw it to me because I like analogies.
You have the most outrageous analogies.
Man, all right. So, see, but with lossless, I'm not even convicted or committed enough to the idea of it to create an analogy right now. Like,
okay, let me see what I can come up with. Okay, I'll put it like this. So you have lossy and you have lossless. Lossy means that the file loses information. That's going to be like your MP3 file, your video file. Then it'd be like MP4, I believe, because that's how an MP3 file gets. That's why it has such a small file size, because it loses the information, mainly the extreme high end and the extreme low end. So
I'm just going to say this sounds like you're explaining it to an engineer so far. I'm going to let you keep going. But I think if my wife was listening right now, she'd be like, what? Well, no, she wouldn't actually say it because she's super smart. And when I be thinking I'm helping, she's like, yeah, I kind of figured that out. So maybe keep going. Maybe this will work. Maybe I'm being, I need to stop insulting people's intelligence. They can follow.
So in MP3 file, you're losing information. You're losing a lot of information. Not say a lot of information. You're losing some information from that file. When you get to lossless, that means that it doesn't lose any of the information, and it is considered hi-fi or high fidelity. Because you're not losing any information from a lossless file, that's why they are such big files. These are WAV files, FLAC files, AIFF files. are also known as CD quality files. Those are lossless. Because you have more information there, it is a higher quality file, and I can hear the difference between them. You really have to, and maybe do this for a while to really be able to hear the difference between an MP3 and a wave, but that is the difference between lossy and lossless. For an analogy, I guess I would say think of like one of those 5 or 7 layer cakes. MP3 file is going to take some off the top of the cake. It's going to take some off the bottom of the cake and just leave you with what's in the middle. If you got a lossless, you're getting the whole cake.
The whole cake. Yeah. And kind of to follow that up, and this won't be an exact analogy, but it makes me think of, especially when it refers to the low end, shaving a little bit off, it makes me think of, and that flying on airplanes all the time when your ears pop. Like, I feel like MP3s is like listening. Imagine your ears stayed popped like forever. Like, and you had to learn, you got used to doing everything with your ears popped, right? And then all of a sudden it goes away. So listening to music with your ear with that popping sound, like when you're at high altitude, is what lossy is. Lossless is like, when you get off the plane and you're chewing gum and then your hearing comes back, you're like, oh, there it is. That's how I would describe it. But I think, go ahead.
Real quick. I don't have the soundboard up, but I'm finna drop a message. This is why, as an artist, when you send the mix engineer your stems, you want them as WAV files. You want them as a lossless audio. You don't want to send your engineer MP3s to mix, because you're losing information. You're losing fidelity. Yeah, it might end up as an MP3 afterwards, but you want to start out with the highest fidelity, the most information, the largest file that you have available to you.
Garbage in, garbage out. So for the artist who's like, you don't want to be bothered with all the technical stuff, you just want to make music, just start with the highest quality, because at the end of the day, it's kind of like, this might be a bad analogy, Zara, but let me know if it is. But it's like cooking spinach.
What?
When you what? Bro. I'm saying this based on.
I need to get the soundboard up now.
I'm saying, you work on that while I'm doing this analogy. Based on observation, because thank God I married up and my wife is an amazing cook, so I don't really have to cook anything. Even while she's out of town right now, she prepared like 3 meals right now, so I am not cooking. But from what I've seen and what she tells me, is that when you cook spinach, it shrinks, like it gets small. So you can take a whole giant bag of spinach, and that's only gonna put like 2 servings on a plate, right?
I feel you. I would have went with bacon, but okay.
So, but I do turkey bacon. Turkey bacon,
okay,
it's the same size. You know what I'm saying?
Fair enough.
You old pork lover, man. But nah. So I'm saying that to say, so if you're trying to feed, trying to do dinner for 5, you can't just get 1 bag of spinach, because that one big bag is only going to give you a little bit to eat. It's the same way with your audio quality. Eventually, your music, to get to the listener, at some point, it's going to be an MP3 file. So you want to start knowing that the quality is going to be reduced. You want to start with the highest quality possible. Because if you start with a bad quality, that bad quality is going to get reduced. So bad is going to become even worse, if that makes sense.
Yeah, definitely. So with them announcing lossless audio, do you care about lossless audio as far as streaming?
You know what? If I'm being honest, earlier today, I was definitely going to say no. I don't care. I can't hear the difference.
When I say streaming, I guess let me back up too, because it's not. I don't know if it's doing lossless streaming or not, because a lot of Bluetooth isn't going to pass lossless audio anyway, which that's
and that gets
mostly
into a
how we
whole
consume.
nother-
Yeah.
But here,
But do you
my
care
fault,
about the
go ahead.
lossless audio?
Well, kind of connected to where you was going first. Just know lossless is going to be an option in Spotify. So don't get it twisted. They're not changing everything. Just know you have the option to listen to it in lossless now, right? So you have the option to order a steak, right? Or you can keep eating spam. You know what I'm saying? Like, bad metaphor, but what's the saying? Like, players used to say, like, once you have, they would compare two qualities of meat and basically say, get with me because I'm the high quality meat, or spam, whatever it is. Just know you
also know too, it's going to use more data too. Let's put that out there if you're not aware of that. It's going to, because it's a bigger file, it's going to use more data.
Now, for a lot of people, that might be one of their last thoughts, because they're thinking, man, I got unlimited data or whatever. Not really.
It's really not.
Not really. I mean,
really
it's
not.
like for the average user, it's going to feel like it's unlimited because you're never going to hit that threshold. But if you start listening to lossless audio, you gonna be calling into Verizon and AT&T like, what the heck is up?
Side topic. Have you hit that threshold before? And they slowed you down. And they slowed your data down.
Yes, I have.
Okay. I've definitely hit it.
Yeah, you be
one
like,
time.
what the heck is going on?
Them slow speeds. You're like, oh no.
Yeah. So,
but yeah,
here's what I would say. I feel like the younger you are is probably the louder you listen to music. And year after that, your hearing's not great. Your hearing quality is being degraded anyway. So, for like your kids and teenagers and young 20s, they probably wouldn't hear the difference anyway. It would be negligible. I think for me, I mean, I've A-B'd them and stuff before. Like, sometimes I can hear a difference. Sometimes I can't. It just depends. To be honest, I do a lot of passive listening. Like, I'm just listening to music in the car. So I'm already not dealing with the best system anyway, right? But if I was one of those people that actually sat down on the couch and just sat there and listened to music, I would care more. For the person whose initial thought is, I don't care. Here's why I changed my mind today. So originally I was going to say I don't care. Here's why I do care. Even though the average person may not be able to hear the difference. I think we have to stand for a standard, right? Because at a certain point, like, if we don't put our foot down here, companies are going to keep trying to find ways to limit their expenses and increase their profit, right? So it's like, I guess I would hate for, God willing, if I have grandkids, I would hate for 20, 30 years from now, like, they're going back to 12-bit, crap, and thinking like, yo, this is it. You know what I'm saying? So I think lossless audio is important. I just think it's going to take time. Like, it's hard to tell people this is what you need if they've been functioning in dysfunction. Not to get preachy, but I imagine, it's sometimes like a Christian sharing the gospel with somebody and saying, hey, God loves you. You need Jesus in your life. Some people might be like, but I didn't think I've needed him for the last 30 years of my life. I'm rich. I got money. I got this. I got that. So
I don't think you necessarily need lossless audio. I as a casual listener, I don't think it really matters. Like if you're just casually listening to music, I don't think it's a big deal. Where I use lossless audio is when I want to, I guess I'll say critically listen to, like if I'm listening, like, you know, if I don't know, a new album came out and they're like, oh, you know, these mixes are fire, or, you know, then I want to check it out, then I'm going to listen to it on a lossless audio format versus MP3 because I want to hear the full fidelity of it.
So you basically want the experience of, you want to hear it as close to how they heard it when they made it.
Exactly. Yeah.
And so going back to Dr. Dre, that's what, like, kind of what I've heard him say his vision was with the whole Beats by Dre headphones. Like, he wanted us to be able to hear what it sounded like when he made it, you know, or have a fair conversion process, right? So the beats, the HD beats I got, so I got my beats 11 years ago, the Beats Studio Pro, where I got them, I think regular price, Best Buy had them for like $400. I actually got them on sale in the airport of all places. It was in Motion, the little electronic store in the airports, for less than what they had in Best Buy. So I think I like paid $380 for a pair of headphones. But before you judge me, this is before they sold to Apple and started making these cheap plastic headphones. Like the Beats I got are the metal Beats and they sound amazing. But yeah, so sound quality matters. Please hear that. Like on the Faders Up podcast, we are not saying quality doesn't matter. If that's the case, y'all would be like, why the heck are we listening to these fools? No, it definitely does matter, but you have to identify how important it is to you and what are you listening to the music for, right? It's like Zar said, in some scenarios, hey, MP3 is fine. You know, like even a lot of like not solicitations, but even like a lot of people that's requesting music, whether it's a music supervisor and artist, whatever, they always say send MP3. Now a lot of times I think that's initial reference, because I've had that before. They'll say send an MP3 just so I can hear right to it. But when it's time to record, they want the, you know what I'm saying, they want the 24-bit WAV file, you know, so quality, it does matter.
That's another instance. If I'm in the studio and someone, you know, wants to play a reference for me, I'm going to listen to it on a lossless format, you know. Mm-hmm. Well, speaking of which, so you said you use, what's your streaming service now that you use?
So, Tidal.
You use Tidal, okay.
I use Tidal when I'm DJing and just for casual listening.
Okay. So I have YouTube Music, which YouTube Music doesn't have lossless audio, but I also have Amazon Music, which Amazon Music does have what they call Ultra HD, which is their lossless audio. So if I want lossless audio, I use Amazon. But the YouTube Music, if I'm just casually listening, you know, to music, which I don't know. When I got into YouTube Music, I'm still grandfathered into the intro price of YouTube Red when it first came out before it became YouTube Premium, which was like $7.99 a month, which I paid that to stop the YouTube ads. But over time, that also includes YouTube Music. So that's how I ended up with YouTube Music, which I'm an Android user, so it's obviously, you know, integrated right into my phone. So yeah, if I'm just casually listening YouTube Music, but if I want lossless, Amazon is the way that I go. And now I'm thinking to myself, would I switch to Spotify now? Because I have no problem with Amazon. I just pay it all up 1 year instead of monthly. Mm-hmm. And I was looking at the Spotify's $11.99 a month. I don't know. I'd have to think about it, because what did used to kill me back in the day. I haven't had it recently because now we have all these platforms, but I'll say back in the day, I don't know, 5 years ago, maybe more than that now. Maybe I'll say 10 years ago, artists would want to share their music with me and it would be on Spotify, but I can't listen to it because I don't have Spotify. So I kind of felt pressured to get Spotify so I can listen to people's music. But now if someone sends me a Spotify link, I know it's on Apple Music. I know it's on YouTube Music. I know it's on, Amazon Music. I know it's on Tidal. These distribution services pretty much put your music out everywhere. So
yeah,
that's not an issue anymore.
Yeah, in some contexts is not. In some it can be. So I want to give a shout out to my man, new friend, the developer of the Songboard app, Adam Berger. So what Songboard is basically like an event planning app for DJs. So instead of what I used to do when people would book with me, I would have them fill out on a Google form, type in the name, what do you want for the first dance? What do you want for last dance, for cake cutting, whatever? They would type it in. Then I would have to go type that song in, find it, download all that good stuff. All right. So what Songboard does, and there's other apps similar to it, but I'm rocking with Songboard 1 just because Adam is a cool dude and he's the actual developer. So, I mean, I can be texting with him, telling him a suggestion or a problem or a pain point. And 20 minutes later, he's like, hey, I fixed that thing. But as this relates to Spotify. So what Songboard does, so when I invite my clients to it, they get a board. And so in there, I have tabs for all of the dances, must play songs like vibes like this. And so they can go in there and actually search for a song on Spotify. Like as of right now, there's not an Apple Music option. There's not a Tidal option. I can almost guarantee you that by the time y'all hear this, it probably will be because he's on top of changes like that. But I say that to say, I think Spotify is still considered the default standard. Even shown by that app, and that's not the only app that only has like Spotify or has Spotify as like the default selection, if that makes sense.
I can see that. I feel like Apple, being as proprietary as they are, they're just not going to let someone into their or grant someone access that they would need to link up to that. If that works the way I'm thinking that it does.
Yeah, the way it works, and like I said, there are other platforms that do, pretty much the same thing, but the way it works, well, so they would log into their Spotify account and basically you will upload that playlist to Spotify.
Oh, so it's just simply exporting the playlist.
Pretty much, yeah. So basically their Spotify playlist of the songs they want would now show up in the Songboard app. Then what I would do is export. I would download it. And so what it doesn't download those songs. That would be illegal. That would be infringement. What it does, it scans my hard drive for the songs that I already have on my hard drive.
Okay.
So they'll look at their playlist and they'll basically say, let's see which of these 50 songs do you already have? And then it'll create basically an M3U file that I can then download and import to my DJ app. I love that because it prevents me of keep downloading the same song. Like right now on my computer, I'm sure I have like 4 and 5 copies of the same song because I may do a wedding in February and then one in May. They want the same song and I don't remember I already got the song on my hard drive. So at least this way, it doesn't duplicate stuff. It finds what I already have without downloading a new file. But anyway, gotcha. I say that to say that goes back to the Spotify thing.
I was thinking, like, do you remember again, back in the day, when Twitter had a bunch of different third-party apps that you could use Twitter on?
Give me an example. Like,
oh man, there was a lot. So you had like your standard default Twitter, but you had other companies were building Twitter apps, which had a completely different UI that you were able to use Twitter on. And a lot of times it had more features and it was better than just the regular Twitter app.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So I used to use TweetDeck.
Yes, that was a good one.
Okay,
so,
yeah.
So
all right,
that's what I was thinking. Like, 'cause I was thinking, even if someone did get in and was able to connect to Apple Music, I could see Apple doing like Twitter did eventually, and be like, "Nah, bro, click, cut all that off."
Yeah, it's definitely ways around it. I mean, I know some developers, and I mean, I know some ethical ones, and then I know some who, let's just say like. It's kind of like sampling, right? Like if you're going to release a song publicly, you need to go through and get you need to get permission, period, if you're using somebody else's work. The implication is different if I'm just playing a song for you versus if it's on a streaming platform. So there's some things, if I knew how to code, there's some things that I would do just for me, because I know if I made this accessible, I would be in trouble. But it's like, but anyway, there's neither here nor there.
All right. What else on there that they've added? Do you think anything else is worth discussing or mentioning?
I mean, for me, like I said, the biggest thing was for the DJ community having access to pull in your Spotify songs into, your set list. I talked about the day list. The AI playlist is actually pretty cool. Like, I know it seems like, hey, that might be lazy, or that might be, what would I ever use that for? But wait, it gave an example somewhere. Yeah, so all right, so for example, so it gives a couple different examples. First, it says the most successful AI playlists are generated through genre, mood, or artist requests. But animals, activities, movie characters, colors, and even what? Oh, animals, bro! What? Did I tell you? I think I did tell you. Did I tell you I finally realized what that damn clip was from?
No.
The Kevin Hart like, I didn't know this whole time. It was just funny to me. But my wife and I, we started watching his talk show, Heart on Heart. And so the very first episode with Don Chit, we will rewind and watch that same clip. Their chemistry was just hilarious. But
damn,
I was like, yo, that dude really like age shamed him. Like,
I did a TikTok on it where I split it up where I said I've been engineering for over 20 years, and I had Kevin Hart cut in and go, damn,
that's great.
And then I had him going, I'm sorry.
Yeah, like bro, I have to watch that tonight. Dang, I'm looking at the time. I'm tripping like I ain't got stuff to do in the morning. But anyway, going to the AI playlist. So, for example, you could do you could type in Afrobeat tracks to heat up the dance floor, and using whatever the algorithm is. Now, here's, for all my audio people out there, here's a great analogy. Here's a great analogy for AI playlists on Spotify. And the AI playlist to Spotify is the same as a EQ preset is to a Waves plugin. It's something to get you started.
Why you got the Waves out there like that?
I mean, whoever you want. My bad. I forgot you was in bed with Waves. My fault. I ain't mean to intrude on you and your boo boo. But every match. Yeah. But yeah. So I think AI playlists it's good because it lets you get a little more descriptive than. So here's how I discover new music. When I find a song that I like, I go to Song or Track Radio, in Tidal or Spotify, and then it'll create a playlist with like 100 other songs that they, and by they I mean whoever created the algorithm, thinks fits with this song.
Yeah.
And so I feel like the AI playlist is, I think the end result is kind of the same thing. I think it might just go about it differently because you can type in, it said trending K-pop hits I need to know, songs to hype me up for the football match, upbeat Latin songs from my top genre.
This just feels so extra because I want to know what's the difference between if I said, let me do a workout playlist versus give me a workout playlist to help me bench 300.
I mean, bro, let's not be facetious, man. I mean, but I get the point you're making. Like, even though it sounds like, all right, we just being funny, it's like, so here's the thing. Like, I mean, but here's the problem though. Even what you said, think about how many people say that. Like when AI generative platforms started coming out and people was using it to just do trivial dumb stuff. Meanwhile, I've been using it, you know what I'm saying, to like really grow my business. You know what I'm saying? So it's like AI is what you make of it. Like if you just want to make little funny cat memes all day, AI will let you do that. If you want to do it to figure out how can I grow my fan base for Faders Up podcast and monetize it, AI will spit out. You can say I need a comprehensive step-by-step plan to grow my podcast and monetize it. And we could input information about it, be like, hey, we're in season 6. This how many downloads we have. This is, we can put all that in and it will literally spit out a step-by-step plan. But then it's up to the human mind, just like with these AI playlists. It's up to the human mind and your ears to be like, that stays, that goes, that stays, that goes, right? So just because it's an AI playlist, it ain't going to make you a good DJ. And that's another misnomer. People think with all the technology and stuff, like anybody can be a DJ. And it's like, no. It's the same as saying just because you knowledgeable on a topic, anybody can be a professor or a teacher. No. Just because, hey, you might have the Grammy Awards, you might have sold more records than me, that don't mean that you can teach. You know what I'm saying? So, anyway, I'm off of my soapbox. No diss to any professors I may or may not know.
Back to the animals.
Yeah, I don't know what kind of music. Yo, but if you say, hey, I need to play, I feel like the king of the jungle, I need to play, it might give you like a bunch of tribal, like up-tempo. See, bro, so
I guess we got to try. I don't want to knock it till I try it.
That's what I'm about to say. For everybody that's listening, while you laughing, I hope at some point you just pick up your phone and say, man, let me see. You might get a kick out of it. It might be ridiculous. Or you might be like, hey, this ain't that bad. You may find some uses for it.
So I'm going to go from just the standard make me a love making playlist.
Make sure you keeping track of your time too, bro.
Yeah. I'm going to go from the standard make me a making love playlist to I need a making love playlist where the panties come off immediately.
And let me see if I can type that in right now. Hold up. Oh, you know what? I need to refresh because actually I did just sign up again for the premium. You did just put that. Nah, well, because on my computer, so I did just sign up for Spotify Premium only because two of the songs from this wedding I did last Saturday was Spotify exclusive songs. So it was like the only way I could play those songs during the reception was from Spotify.
I wonder if we'll ever. I'll say this and then we'll get out of here. But I wonder if we'll get back to, because you remember there was a time where certain artists was putting out music exclusively on certain streaming services.
Oh yeah, especially Tidal. When Jay-Z bought it and he was bringing over like all his friends, yeah, that was the thing.
I remember Jay-Z did an album exclusively with Samsung or something like that. Where like
yeah, that was the
a week or 2 weeks.
Yeah,
or something like
it
that.
went platinum. Like that was the Magna Carta Holy Grail. I mean,
that's what it was.
Artists really got to start thinking outside the box. I mean, bro, Cardi B's new album dropped on Friday. It was certified platinum on Friday. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's like, hey, people may look and be like, hey, that's not fair. She included a song that was 5 years old. Yeah, maybe, but hey, they let her do it. They counted it.
5 years old is in that was on a previous album, or just 5 years old and we never heard it before? It was a
single. So WAP with her and Meg was never on an album.
That's fair game.
Yeah. So even though the song is like, at least 4 years old, it never officially had a home. So it's like,
but did I don't know how to calculating with these streams now, but did the streams from 5 years ago get included?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay, so that's what pushed it over.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know how that works.
I think that's
to me, platinum, because we're not buying albums like we used to anymore. So
I know, but platinum, they still count it. I forget what the number equation is, like how many streams to count as one sale. But yeah, there's still, platinum is still 1 million. What it says is 1 million unit equivalent units sold or something like that.
I have to look into that.
So I think her two singles, WAP and Bongo or Up. No, it was WAP and Up, I think. Those two helped a lot. But I think even without those, it was going to do numbers because people been waiting for this album.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, man. So, hey, we want to hear in the comments, man, on the YouTube page and the Facebook group. We want to hear y'all honest feedback on Loseless audio. If you have not tried it, go try it and let us know. Like, don't just listen to one song and be like, I tried it. It sucks. No. Like, listen to give it a week or so. Listen to all Loseless for a week, then go back to regular, and just see like, does it matter?
Yeah, and make sure you're not using Bluetooth because again, Bluetooth, most Bluetooth, from what I know, is not going to stream lossless audio. You need to be wired headphones, or your studio speakers or something like that.
Yes, sir.
All right, we're going to wrap this episode up. But yeah, definitely comment. Let us know your thoughts. Again, we'll post this in the Facebook group. And don't forget to rate and review us on Apple Music and Spotify. And again, all guests and hosts that appear on the show will be in the show notes. And again, I'll have a link in the show notes for that IK Multimedia group buy, so y'all can check that out. That's a really cool promotion. All right, I'm Czar.
I'm O'Shea.
And we'll catch y'all next episode.
Peace.